In Lesson 1 you sharpened your PowerShell. Now we point it at the cloud. Microsoft Graph is the single API behind your entire tenant, and the Graph PowerShell SDK is how we drive it. By the end of this lesson you will connect, query devices, page through results, and call any endpoint the cmdlets do not cover. Microsoft Graph is a single REST API served from graph.microsoft.com that exposes almost everything in your Microsoft cloud. Entra ID users and groups, Intune managed devices and policies, mail, Teams, all of it. Instead of a separate module per product, you learn one endpoint, one permission model, and one query language called OData. Users live at /users, devices at /device management /managed devices. Learn the pattern once. The Microsoft Graph PowerShell SDK is actually a family of modules. You can install the big meta module, Microsoft.Graph, or just the sub-modules you need, like authentication and device management, to keep load times short. Use -scope current user so you do not need administrator rights. On a runbook or build agent you will pin specific versions, but for now install -module gets you going. Authentication is scope-based. Connect-MgGraph starts the session, and the -scopes parameter is where you request the delegated permissions your script will use. Ask only for what you need. This is least privilege, and any security reviewer will check it. After connecting, run open get-mg context close .scopes to confirm exactly what your session can do. If a later call returns 403 forbidden, a missing scope is your first suspect, not your code. Every graph endpoint maps to a typed cmdlet, and the naming pattern is predictable. Get/device management /managed devices becomes get-mg device management managed device. Once you see the pattern, tab completion finds the rest. Here we grab managed devices into a variable and then select just the device name, OS version, and last sync time. Notice the -all switch, which we will talk about next, because it is easy to get wrong. Here is the gotcha that bites people. A graph list call returns just the first page by default, maybe 100 items, and hides the rest behind a link called @OData next link. If you forget the -all switch, you silently miss devices and your report is wrong. With -all, the SDK walks every page automatically and gives you the complete collection. On any list query against a real tenant, think -all by default. Do not drag entire objects across the network and then filter in PowerShell when Graph can do it for you. Use -filter to filter server-side and -property to return only the fields you need. On a tenant with tens of thousands of devices, this is the difference between a script that finishes in seconds and one that gets throttled and times out. Push the work to the server whenever you can. Sometimes the typed cmdlets do not cover what you need. New features land in the beta endpoint first, and some actions simply have no cmdlet yet. Invoke -mggraph request is your escape hatch. It sends a raw authenticated request to any graph URI and reuses the token from Connect-MgGraph, so you do not handle auth again. It works for read calls and for action calls like reboot now. When in doubt, the raw REST call always works. Let us recap. Microsoft Graph is one API over your whole tenant. You connect with Connect-MgGraph and only the scopes you truly need. On list calls, use -all for complete results and -filter and -property to keep payload small and avoid throttling. And when a cmdlet does not exist, invoke -mggraph request calls the raw endpoint. Your task: connect with minimum scopes, write a function called get-Intune device inventory that pulls all Windows devices with server-side filtering and exports to CSV, then re-implement the same read with invoke -mggraph request and confirm the counts match. See you in Lesson 3.